individually also you have to target scoring more than 50. Individually also you have to target scoring more than 50 lacking, and one of the subject is also lacking. So in both the criteria you are failing, so you fail the entire group. Ask me, sir, how to claim exemption? That's the biggest question. How to claim exemption? Which form to be filled to claim exemption? A good deal. I mean, there's an opportunity of scoring 70 in that paper. That paper is very strong. There's an opportunity of scoring 70 in that paper. So should I forego my exemption? Hello and welcome guys, and welcome to this short vlog. And yes, in this particular vlog we are going to discuss about what is the passing criteria in CMA examination. So this video is meant for students who have just joined CMA course, which is CMA Foundation basically, or who are planning to join CMA course and want to know what is the passing criteria of CMA examination, CMA Intermediate and CMA Final. First of all, let me tell you, CMA means Cost and Management Accountants. It's a course which is convened by the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, and this is a course which specializes students on how to manage cost of big companies. The area where CMAs have a monopoly is cost audit. So cost audit in the entire country, it can be done only and only by CMAs, and there's no other profession who can perform cost audit of big companies in India. That is the the monopoly which the cost accountants have. And of course all the other area of finance like GST, like valuation, like banking, like costing, every other area of finance is open for CMA. So yes, the scope is huge. It's ample. Coming back on track on the topic today, guys, intermediate and final, what is the passing criteria for qualifying CMA intermediate and final? That is what we are going to discuss today in this particular video. Alright, both CMA intermediate and final have got two groups, group 1 and group 2. In final, at final level, it is known as group 3 and group 4. So it is your wish, you can give each of the groups separately, or you can give both the groups together. That's your wish. You can give them one by one, or you can give both of them together. It's absolutely your wish. It's your call. How do you want to plan or align your studies? Okay. Now let me tell you the passing criteria. So group 1, group 2, I'm talking about both intermediate and final. They have four subjects each. Each subject is of 100 marks. So out of 100 marks, you need to obtain 40 marks individually. You need to obtain 40 marks individually in all the subjects. Okay, 40 marks to pass the subject. But if you want to pass the entire group, then in aggregate, guys, in aggregate you need to get 50%, which means 50 marks. In aggregate you should get 50 marks. Individually you have to get 40 marks, which means that individually also you have to target scoring more than 50. Individually also you have to target scoring more than 50. Okay, so suppose in subject number 2 you scored 55, right? In subject number 1 you can afford to score 45. They'll average out to 50. So 50 in aggregate is required, and individually 40 is the passing percentage. Now suppose if you get 38 in subject 1, 52, 53, 54 in rest of the subjects. If you get 38 in subject 1, 52, 53, 54 in rest of the subjects, then your aggregate score is 52 plus 53 plus 54 plus 38 divided by 2. So in aggregate you are not scoring 50% and more marks. In aggregate, your aggregate is only 52 plus 53 plus 54 plus 38. Your aggregate is only 197 out of 400, which should have been 200. So your aggregate is lacking, and one of the subject is also lacking. So in both the criteria you are failing, so you fail the entire group. Now I'll change this example. Okay, suppose you are scoring 58, 57, 59 in 3 subjects, but you are scoring 38 in one of the subjects. So 38 plus 58 plus 57 plus 59, you score 212, which is more than 50%. Okay, 400 is the total score. You are scoring 212, which is more than 50%. So you're fulfilling the 50% criteria, but unfortunately you are not fulfilling the subject wise criteria, so your group again fails. So you have to fulfill both the criterias together. Now I'll give you another example. Okay, so you're scoring 42, 45, 46, 52. This is your score. You are in individual scoring more than 40, which is perfect. You are qualifying the individual criteria, but in aggregate, your aggregate is below 50%, so you fail the entire group. So it's a two-edged sword, right? A, you need to score at least 40 in each of the subjects. B, you need to score, in aggregate, you need to score 50%. They are the targets which you have to meet, and only then can you qualify a group. And same goes for both the groups, okay? For both the groups, if I'm giving both the groups together, then 40, 40, 40 in each of the groups, and in aggregate, taken together, in aggregate, you need to score 50% of marks. That is the passing criteria for both intermediate and final examination. CMA Intermediate and final examination, that is the passing criteria. Now coming on to a very, very important topic of exemption. What is exemption in CMA? What is the criteria of getting an exemption and how to score an exemption? Now I'll talk about the exemption, okay? I'll talk about the exemption. Let me tell you about the exemption. Okay. So the individual passing marks are 50, 40, 40, 40, and aggregate is 50. Okay, that is the criteria. Now, suppose you score 65 in subject 5. In subject 6, you score 42. In subject 7, you score, say, 38. In subject 8, you score, say, 10 marks. Okay, that is your score in individual subjects. Okay, one subject you are scoring 65. So anything above 60 is known as exemption. I'll tell you what exemption is. Anything above 60% is known as exemption. But tell me, in aggregate, are you meeting the total criteria of 50%? 65 plus 42 plus 38 plus 10, it's 155. So in aggregate, you are scoring below 50%. So you are failing the entire group. Entire group is failing. You have to repeat the entire group. Okay. So aggregate criteria is not met, so you are failing the entire group, okay? But there's a privilege over here. The subject in which you have scored more than 60, in the immediately next attempt, you need not give this subject again. It will be marked as passed for you. You just have to give these 3 subjects again, score 50% in aggregate, and you will qualify the entire group. So for next 3 subsequent attempts, subsequent means back to back. If you miss one of the attempts, then it will be counted, okay? 3 subsequent attempts means back to back attempts. This exemption will be valid. So it will be counted as a paper which is passed by you, and you have to give only 3 subjects to qualify this group in the next 3 attempts. That is the way of qualifying using exemption. Now many students ask me, sir, how to claim exemption? That is the biggest question. How to claim exemption? Which form to be filled to claim the exemption? Guys, there is no form to be filled to claim the exemption. Exemption is already recorded in the institute records. What do you need to do? You just need to not appear in that paper. Don't appear in that paper. Don't go in the examination hall to attempt in that paper. Don't attempt that paper. Your exemption will be automatically carried forward in your mark sheet. You don't need to file any separate form. You don't need to mention it in your exam form. You don't need to do anything. In the next attempt, you just don't appear in the examination. Just become absent from that particular examination, and your exemption will be automatically accepted. It will be automatically applied. So there's an automatic application of exemption in this particular case. Same goes for the first group also. Okay, if you score anything above 60, then that particular subject becomes exempt for next 3 consecutive terms, and in the next 3 consecutive terms, you need not give that paper again. It will be considered as passed. You have to give the other 3 papers and score aggregate of 50% and individual 40% in each one of them to clear the examination, and that's how you'll pass using the exemption. Now many students ask me, sir, is claiming exemption a good deal? I mean, there's an opportunity of scoring 70 in that paper. That paper is very strong. There's an opportunity of scoring 70 in that paper. So should I forego my exemption? Guys, to each his own, but my view always remains that you should always claim exemption. It eases off your burden and you get more time to focus on the other subjects. But if you are really confident that no sir, I'm going to get more marks in this particular subject and I want to increase my aggregate using that, you can choose that. But my hunch feeling or my advice or my opinion always remains that you claim exemption. You don't give that paper again. You claim that exemption. That is always a little better. But to each his own. I'm not making it a rule or a mandatory thing to do, because I know that sometimes we are very confident about our subject, so we want to give it again. You please give it again if you think so. Okay, that is the way you clear your exam using exemption. That is how The passing criteria of CMA examination is arranged in this particular manner. It is arranged, and yes, once you qualify CMA, you know, once and for all, you get that, go those 3 alphabets before your name, CMA. And yes, if you want to have those CMA, those alphabets before your name, just comment in the comment section. And what do you need to comment? You need to comment, you write CMA without space and your name. This is the manifestation which you will get for your future. So if your name is Harsh, so write CMA Harsh in the comment section below, and you know, in near future you see the magic, you will become a CMA. And yes, after becoming a CMA, come back to this video and comment, sir, today I became CMA. So just take a pledge today that we will become a CMA very soon, and as a gesture of that pledge, just write your name and just write CMA before your name in the comment section below, and see the magic unfolding soon. And yes, if you want me to make any videos on any of the topics concerning CMA, if you have any questions, relating to any aspect of CMA, some subjects, or how to claim exemption, or articleship, or anything, just comment in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to create a video for all of you. So I hope you got this part correct. And yes, this is for the budding CMAs who are just entering CMA field and having a good amazing scope for CMAs. Yes, that's all for this particular video, guys. Please like this video and share it with anyone who may need it. Till the time we meet again, and I'll be creating vlogs on such stuff now more regularly. Till the time we meet again, all the very best and happy studying.